One of the lead Australian Jewish musicians behind the push for Sydney Law Mayor Clover Moore to display an unequivocally Jewish symbol during the New Year's Eve fireworks to commemorate the victims of the Bondi terror attack has said the Jewish community was not consulted on the design and that it was barely visible on the night. Now, Clover Moore bowed to pressure from a group of more than 30 Jewish creatives, and one of the pylons of the Harbour Bridge was lit up with a menorah to honour the victims. But this has been a common theme that has arisen. It was barely visible to people standing within a couple hundred metres of the bridge, and it was basically absent from the ABC coverage of the event. Angela, we know Clover Moore did not want to do this. She was dragged there kicking and screaming and eventually caved to the pressure. But you have to admit, I mean, it wasn't very prominent, and you would think this is the most significant terror attack ever on our soil. Surely you can do a bit better than that.
It's not only the most significant terror attack, it's the fact that our fireworks go out first around the world. Ours are seen in the rest of the world. They look to Australia, they look to the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and what we needed to show the rest of the world that we care about anti-Semitism. If you think about Chris Minns, he had that image on the Opera House the night after the attack. It was huge. It went right over that main sail of the Opera House. It was seen around the world. And for this to have happened and for them not to consult, what would have been really interesting is if it had been an attack on the Muslim populace, would they have consulted on something for the Star and Crescent, something of that such like? I think any time that you are representing a situation like that and you are representing others, you need to consult them. You need to ask them how they would like to be represented in this instance.
Yeah, I think it's just staggering that they weren't already doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we saw immediately after the October 7 terror attacks, the Sydney Opera House was lit up with the Star of David, and we all know what that led to. But, you know, Minns decided again, instantly, right, we have to show our solidarity, we have to show that we support the Jewish community and they're not alone here facing yet another existential threat. And it just looked piss weak. It just looked really, really embarrassing. It looked like a child had got a blue crayon and been let loose on the pylons. It was embarrassing that a bigger, more profound display hadn't already been immediately been factored in as soon as we knew what had happened, and it was even more embarrassing. I mean, that just looks. That looks like
the shot of it, and the ABC and their cover of it, you could barely see it.
You can't see it.
I was watching the New Year's Eve fireworks and I couldn't.
And this is the key point. We do not want a situation where the only way you get any sort of acknowledgement that this has happened is because the government or the mayor has been dragged to that point.
Yeah,
Clover Moore clearly did not want to do this, and the result is pretty obvious. She gave it a half-hearted attempt at best. But